Hi, beautiful souls, and welcome to my next podcast, which is all about the energies of the rest of December 2024 and into January 2025. So, the questions that came through for me is this feeling of how sometimes the chaos in the world is sometimes reflected within our own lives. That the unrest in the collective in some way mirrors a deeper transformation within our own being. And I asked myself, what if this isn't a coincidence, but this is all happening so that we awaken to our own cosmic heart, our own soul? So in this episode, we'll be exploring how the macrocosm, the collective energy, mirrors the microcosm within us. As we witness profound global shifts heading into December and beyond, we're being called to really ground into our own sovereign power. Your heart holds the key to not just surviving these changes, but thriving in alignment with our higher self. But before we dive in, I wanted to share with you how I support my clients and myself on this journey. So I currently offer 12-week energy healing programs that allows you to access your own inner light and power. And also by the end of it, you become a Reiki 2 energy healer. So you can bring this light out into the wider world and transform not only your life, but the lives of those around you. I also offer personalized soul coaching sessions, as well as guided meditations, which are all free on YouTube, to help you clear your blocks, connect with your intuition, and embrace your soul side. You'll also find my new 10-day Manifest from Your Soul program, which is really designed to align you with your soul's desire. I'll pop the links in the description below if you're interested. So to get into the energy that I was connecting with from the Pleiadians, what they were telling me is that the energy of the macrocosm, the collective, is a mirror energy of the microcosm. So what you see happening in the collective is also happening on a smaller scale within your own energy body. So this shifting, this transmuting and clearing of energy is something that is required for humanity to raise their consciousness. So within December 2024 and into the start of 2025, this shift will really start to become even more profound as you see these changes happening in the wider world. So to navigate these changes happening, it's important to bring awareness to your roots, to your anchor and inner power. So how are you feeling in your body right now? I know within mine, I'm feeling this tightness, this soreness, this feeling like my body isn't really mine and I don't have any control over it. I think when I tune into the collective, I sense this energy is happening within a lot of people where they're struggling to integrate these higher energies into our bodies. And this is because we really need to root and ground within the present moment. And present moment doesn't mean rooting and grounding into Mother Earth as such, but it's more about rooting and grounding within yourself. Many people instead are often rooted and grounded to things, ideas, materialistic things such as family, house, jobs, money, old political systems, people. But the outside world can't be the source of security and stability anymore. I mean, it never was, as it was never really established to connect with anything real. It was only ever an illusion. But what is real is you, right now within this present moment. To be grounded and secure within yourself is to access your own sovereign power and release the old fears and beliefs that have kept you from accessing your power. So how do we ground more within? One way to do this is to simply bring mindful awareness to your body and energy field in this moment. Even as you're listening to this, just tune into your body right now. How are you feeling? Where in your body is there any tension or tightness, like your neck, your shoulders, your back? And just simply bring loving awareness without connecting to the things that you want to change about yourself. Just connect to your body within this present moment without wanting to change it, without wanting to control it. Just allow it to be as it is, with all that pain and discomfort and all those annoying niggles. Just allow it to be. And just simply breathe deeply, allowing yourself to breathe into any of those areas of tension. And then notice how you're feeling in this moment. Is it tiredness? Are you feeling drained, fatigued? Are you feeling energized, uplifted, excited, expansive? Just simply bringing awareness to where we are right now allows us to really see from a higher perspective what it is that our soul requires to feel nourished, to feel loved and expanded. Because the energy coming through, for me personally, but I feel is very connected to the collective, is that we really need to learn to start loving and taking care of ourselves more. I think sometimes we can get caught up in all the external chaos around us, and we can feel really bogged down by it all. And that in itself affects our well-being and our energy field. And that takes away our power as well. Of course, things like anger and frustration can also be a huge catalyst for bringing through passion and change. But I think sometimes when it feels like that energy is making us feel like we're walking through mud every day, then it means that it isn't serving us. And it's important that we bring more awareness to how we are feeling energetically, where we are within this moment, even if it's somewhere that is quite tough to deal with. It's important to give yourself that space and that compassion to really feel and allow yourself to bring through those emotions that are needing healed. I've noticed within myself in the last few weeks, I've just wanted to slow down. I've even deleted a lot of social media channels that I used to be on, like Instagram, because I just feel that energy is no longer resonating with me on any level. And I feel like I've been forcing myself to push into it more when I'm getting nothing back. So it's important to notice what in your life is draining you, what is making you feel like this isn't working for me. And it could be a bigger thing like a job that has been draining you for some time, but maybe you're ready to make a change. Not a drastic change, but maybe a change that will benefit you greatly in the long run. And it could be something as simple as a daily self-care practice, or a meditation practice, or maybe a creative process that allows you to bring through work that helps others. Because I feel like when we learn to love ourselves and give ourselves space to connect, then this is when we can really start tapping into our own power and start making these powerful waves of change. But that only happens when we're grounded within ourselves, when we allow ourselves to feel and to simply be. Another thing I was receiving so strongly from the Pleiadians was that your heart is the most powerful energy center you can connect to. Because it's through your heart you're able to access this higher frequency cosmic light code energy and awaken your higher self and intuition. They were telling me that your heart is your guiding star through this period of uncertainty and darkness. And within you is the most powerful wealth of love that can literally shift timelines. And when they said shift timelines, I found that really interesting. I was quite intrigued by it. And I asked them to expand a bit more on the idea that we can literally shift timelines with the energy of our heart. And they said it's because the frequency of love transcends time and space, and that energy is not a construct time that can be controlled. It is something that is always infinite and it is always moving, shifting, and changing. So when you're seeing on YouTube or in the wider world, all these people are predicting all these massive changes happening, some of them very negative and very scary, we aren't connecting to one timeline. There are many happening all at once. And they're like branches or roots, I would say, probably roots, because when I'm seeing roots flowing into the earth and they're branching off into all these different spaces of time. And I feel like we have to be very careful not to put out there something negative about maybe a timeline that we personally saw. It doesn't mean that, I'm not saying people who do that are wrong. They're doing it from the right space where they want to create positive change. But for me personally, I'm very careful about what I say from my intuition, that I don't bring you down into the space of fear by saying all these terrible changes are going to happen and it's going to cause all this awful chaos and all these terrible things, but it will lead to something greater. I'm not going to say that. I want you instead to take back your power and bring it into yourself right now. I want you to bring yourself into your heart and expand from that place and live from that place. Whatever happens in 2025 and beyond, when we start to live from our hearts, we start to change and shift things so profoundly, not only within ourselves, but our own lives. And that's where we start taking back our power. We don't give it to anybody else. We don't give it to the people around us or the people that we feel are in charge of our lives or the things that we feel that are causing these changes. Instead, we bring back our power to ourselves and know that what is happening out there doesn't have to affect us within. So what's happening in the macrocosm can be a mirror to what we are needing to see within our own lives. What are we needing to change within ourselves? So if there's uncertainty, there's darkness, there's fear, where are we seeing that within ourselves? What are we holding on to that brings that energy? And it's not to say those things, what's maybe if you bad things are happening in your life right now and you're going through this period of grief and darkness, it's not something you attracted, not at all. But the person you are in this moment is a person who is truly powerful when you connect to your heart and bring through that energy of love. And that's when real change can happen. So I don't know if that made sense at all. I went on a rant there. But I do feel like it's just that's so important to me right now, is to share that, even if it's just one person listening to this today, is that living from your heart allows you to integrate more of your soul's light and allows you to access all that you are. So I just wanted to leave it at that today. I didn't want to go into too deep a podcast about this because I do feel the message is very simple and profound, that we need to ground within ourselves in the next few months and learn to open our hearts to our own compassion and unconditional love. And that when we do that, we are able to send more light into the world. And we're not doing it from a place that is conscious, we're doing it from a place that is subconscious. So this isn't something that you force to happen. This is just something that you already are, but you just have to remember it. I've always felt like when I connect to my Pleiadians and guides, they keep telling us that we're superheroes, like Superman, who hasn't awakened yet. We're just in a slumber. But we're awakening now, and we're starting to see what changes need to be made in the world. And it's kind of exciting. So I'll leave on that note, and thank you so much for listening. And I'll pop below the meditations that hopefully will help. I've just created a Pleiadian cosmic heart meditation, which I feel works really well with this podcast. So I'll pop that up as well for you to listen to. So I send you so much love and light, and thank you for listening.